Benedict says, quote, wherever politics tries to be redemptive, it is promising too much. Where it wishes to do the work of God, it becomes not divine, but demonic. Not divine, but demonic. Interesting choice of words. Can you help me figure this one out? Because this one doesn't make sense to me. They say they want to help you. They say they want to help you. And they say that they want you to be more involved every step of the way. And yet they despise you. They don't listen to you. 60% say I'm against this, but it doesn't stop them. But yet they want more democracy. Okay, well, first of all, we're not a democracy. We're a republic. And what is the difference? It's huge. It's huge. A democracy, people all say the majority rules. So these people want the law. That's what happens. These people don't. It doesn't matter. They're in the minority. They don't count. We go with the collective. That's not America. America is a different system. Our founders knew this never, ever works. We're a republic. And what is a republic? It means that there's a chorus of voices, and they each choose someone like them, Republican, Democrat, Independent, male, female, doesn't matter. They choose somebody to represent them because our founders knew these people back then were all too busy on the farm. They didn't have time to read the bills. They didn't have time to do these things. So they pick someone to represent them, a republic, and these guys decide on the law. And if these guys don't like it, they vote them out. That's the way it works. Because you can't read 2,500-page bills one right after another. You hire somebody to do it, which makes the arrogance of John Conyers puzzling when he says things like this.
I love these members that get up and say, read the bill. What good is reading the bill if it's 1,000 pages and you don't have 2 days and 2 lawyers to find out what it means after you read the bill?
So do these people who hired you, John, do they have 2 days and attorneys? Because that sounds like this system. That's like having a truck driver say, why would I do all that driving? Have you seen how many miles that is? Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what we're paying you for. But if they think that the bills are too confusing and too long for them to read, now, why would they want more democracy? And remember, you're the stupid one. How could they expect you to read it, dummy? You're too stupid to know that universal health care is good for you. You're too stupid to know that TARP is for your best. You're too stupid to know that they've already drained the swamp. Yet these people are pushing for more voice from the stupid people. That doesn't seem consistent, does it? The only ways that I have found to make this argument consistent is they're only telling you the truth on half of it. Now, are they really empowering you and lying about being arrogant, thinking you're stupid? Or are they truly elitists who really do think you're stupid and leading us all like sheep into a barn or a pen? Come on, little sheep. Come on. No, I'm going to give you a big carrot in here. That's for you to decide. But I know these two things don't work. To me, it's kind of obvious. And the reason I say it's obvious is, have you ever played poker? Pete Stark is what's called a tell. A tell in poker is somebody who, when they get nervous and they're bluffing, they'll do something. They'll scratch their face. It's a tell. And if you watch poker players, if you watch them, you can see that tell and you can predict them. I think these guys at best are a tell. They might be a tell, but there's also something else. Some progressives are just tired of playing the game. We're close. Let's just take it. Come on. Example, progressive Bill Maher, who says stupid people have to be dragged into health care.
Forget this stuff. You can't get Americans to agree on anything. 60%. 60% of people don't believe in evolution in this country. He just needs to drag them to it. Like I just said, they're stupid. Just drag them to this. Get health care done, you know, with or without them.
Okay. America, you might think these are isolated, and you might not think that these are connected because You haven't been taught history. I have been reading a lot of history, and I read original sources. This is a book, 1911. This had to have been banned at the time. This is all about eugenics and the right way to breed. It's American. This one is also about genetics. It's the passing of the great race. Ooh, it's spooky. I'll tell you about that one in a second. And this one is Walter Lippmann. Now, Walter Lippmann is an icon in the press industry. If you are a journalist, you studied Walter Lippmann, and he is a god. Here's what Walter Lippmann says. The common interest very largely elude public opinion entirely and can be managed only by a specialized class whose personal interests reach beyond the locality. So in other words, you're too stupid, you're too greedy, you're too whatever, but somebody in a specialized class. Can we have an example of this? Arianna Huffington, in her, the president's favorite blog, in her blog today, she was talking about Sarah Palin. She can't figure out why Sarah Palin, people like her. Oh, they can't. She wants to understand. So here's Arianna's conclusion, darling. She says, it's not Palin's positions people respond to, it's her use of symbols like Mama Grizzly. Really? I hate the Mama Grizzly thing. I don't think that's what people like. I mean, they might like it, some might not. But here's what people like about Sarah Palin. She's real. She says what she means, and she means what she says. Sometimes she says things that are stupid. Sometimes she says things that are smart. It doesn't matter. She says it. She's real. People trust. People are starving for someone that is real, not calculated. Back to the original question. Does Arianna Huffington believe that Sarah Palin is equal? Of course not. She's stupid. How about President Obama, who knew that the police acted stupidly without any information? He knows that Arizona, without even reading the bill, will act stupidly. The police, they will. They'll be racist. He doesn't even need to meet with the head of BP. He already knows what those people are like. Does he believe that all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights? I want to play a little game. I want to play a little game with you. This is from a neat little book, Eugenics and the Progressive Movement. It's great. We'll play that little game. You can guess the president. Next.
Gordon Liddy here for Roslyn Capital. Like you, I'm...
The federal government, yes, can do most anything in this country.
People like you, sir, and people that think like you are destroying this nation.
I'm sure that you're here to save it. Makes me feel very comfortable.
Okay. Where does that kind of arrogance come? Where is the progressive movement finding the arrogance? And it's more than just elitism. This is the way progressives have been throughout history. I'll show you this: eugenics and the progressive movement. This is a old eugenics display. Here's I love this. This is actually the National Committee for the Prevention of Blindness. It's somebody who has an eye disorder. I think this is great. It's just, you know, it's just off the people with eyes that don't work. Before I play Name the President, I want to tell you a little bit about Charles Davenport. He was great. He was a progressive reformer in the late 1800s and early 1900s. He and Grant, the guy who wrote this book, are kind of really the co-founders. Davenport is credited as the founder of the American eugenics movement, very, very influential. The thought that science, the science of eugenics, would rid the world of all of the problems of crime and poverty and feeble-mindedness, stupidity. And because of what they wrote and what they did and how many people that were influential, the elitists, Davenport was personally responsible for 65,000 Americans that were sterilized. Well, anyway, this good scientist, he wrote a letter to President, and you play Guess the President.